Hello everyone, myself Dr. Jyoti Mandala. Welcome you all to the video lecture series on object-oriented programming through Java. So we are learning the graphics programming concept, but before going in detail about this graphics programming, going about the further concepts in detail about the further concepts, I want to just throw a light on this new concept, that is nested class or inner class. We have learned about different things as part of inheritance and all. So now we'll see what actually this nested class or inner class is called. And before going in detail about these graphics packages and all, we need to understand this class. Okay, so let us see in detail about this inner class and nested class. So inner class or nested class is nothing but like in Java we know a class can consist of methods and variables. Along with methods and variables, a class can also have a class too. That means a Java inner class or a nested class is nothing but a class which is declared inside another class. Like your normal variables and methods, we are declaring a class inside a class. Such a class is called as an inner class or a nested class. So the syntax will be like this. We know normally we'll be writing class and a class name, and inside that we'll be writing our code which includes our variables, methods and constructors. Along with that, we can have one more class declared inside our class. That class is referred as a inner class or a nested class. So this is the normal syntax that we need to have. Now whenever we are talking about inner class and nested class, we have two types of these things. That first way is static nested class, which is called as a nested class, and then we have a second category class called as non-static nested class, that is given a specific name called as an inner class. So whenever inside in one class, like in one outer class, if you are writing another class, that class, if it is a static class, then it is called as a nested class. If it is a non-static class, then it is called as an inner class. We'll see in detail about all these things with examples also. Okay, now you need to understand in these two categories. If the inner class or inside class, whatever you are writing, if it is a static class, then it is called as a nested class, normal nested class. But if the class inside whatever you are writing is a non-static class, then it is called as an inner class. Again, the inner class is of three ways we can define, where we have member inner class, anonymous inner class, local inner class. All these things we'll learn in detail with the examples. So now what we'll do is we'll see with example the first category of static inner class, which is also called as a nested class. Okay, so from now onwards we will be considering inner class is nothing but non-static inner class. So now we are discussing about static nested class, so that's why it is referred as a nested class only. So we will be discussing about this static nested class in detail with example. So what do you mean by static nested class is nothing but in a class, if you are writing one more class, and that class if you declare as a static, you need to understand this keyword static. We already learned about static keyword in detail in our earlier previous classes. So if you are adding this keyword to the inner class, then that class is referred as a static nested class. Now whenever you are using static nested class, say observe here, you are not writing normal class and outer class name, any class name can be given, and inside this class you need to write one more class, and that class should be a static. That means you need to use a keyword called static, right? So whenever you are writing like this, and if you want to access the things that are available inside this static class, then you need to use this following syntax. That means you need to create an object in this fashion. I'll show you an example also, but make sure like whenever you want to access any members that are available inside your inner class, and that class if it is a static class, then you need to follow this syntax to create the object. That means in this case no need to create an object of your outer class. Your outer class is like this. To understand this one, let us take an example. Okay, I'm opening a notepad and I'll write one class called outer. For our understanding, let us take the outer class as outer only. Okay, and in this class I'm writing one variable called int x equal to 10. Then this is a normal member. We all know this is a normal instance variable. Now I want to write one class. Okay, inner. Remember, I want to consider this one as static. Then what we need to do? We need to have a keyword called static keyword in front of that one. I think you all are understanding. Hope you all are understanding. So the class is Now the class name is inner. Okay, and inside this class we can have members. Like I will be creating one method called void. My method name is m1, just for our understanding. Okay, now this method will be having one statement, one output statement. Let me write that one: system dot out dot println. I am writing nested class. Okay, so this is the simple example of having the nested class. You all are clear with this. So you need to understand here, this method is available in the inner class. So you need to understand, this is your inner class. So from here to here, this is the inner class. In this class we have a method, and this is the outer class. Okay, from here to here it is the outer class. This outer class is having one inner class, which is a static class, and we are having a normal variable. Now whenever you want to use any variables or methods inside an outer class, what is the normal approach we used to do is, we need to create an object of this outer class, and we need to use a dot operator, and then we can access. So to understand that one, let me create one class ex. This is our 38th lecture, I think. Okay, so class ex38 is my this one, in which I have a main method. Okay, so I am creating my main method. Now in the main method, if you want to access any variables or methods of the outer class, so normal approach is we used to create the outer class object, and then we need to use. That means outer class object need to be created. But in case of static inner class, if you want to access any variables or methods of that inner class, then here it is mentioned in your PPT, we need to follow this syntax. So what is that syntax? We should not create, no need to create any outer class object. So what we need to do? We need to create an object like this, where we need to first mention the outer class name, and then use the dot operator, and then write down the inner class name, and then write down the object name, whatever you want to write, and then write new keyword, and again write outer dot inner. So this is the way how you need to create an object. If you want to access the variables inside variables or methods of your static inner class. Getting all of you? Suppose if you want to call m1 method, then you need to create an object like this, because m1 is available in your inner class, which is a static keyword, right? So then we need to call like this, o1 dot m1. Got all of you? So this is how we need to create, and this is the end of our program. So let us save this program. I will be saving this program in my inner folder. Okay. Right, now let us compile our program. To compile our program, we need to move to the path where our program is available. So to run this program, if any errors are there, let us see what is our program name. This is our program name, ex38. So if any errors are there, that will be displayed. So if no errors are there, I just want to show you, you can see we have created only ex38.java. Right, you all can see that we have created only ex38.java. Once it is successfully compiled, if no errors are there, then it will be creating ex38.class, and along with that it is creating, you all know, it will be creating that many number of class files, how many classes we have in our program, all those class files will be created. Along with that, you can see here inner class also is created, which is named as the outer class name and then inner class name, outer $inner. You need to check this one, you need to observe this one. So 3 class files are created. One is the original main class method, the other one is our outer class, that will be obviously created in normal ways also, but along with that inner class file is also created, that you need to understand. Okay, so now let us run our program. How to run our program? The normal way, Java ex38. So our expected output is we need to get nested class. So we are getting that output. Got it? So here you need to understand, in a class, if you have a static one more class is declared, then to access the methods that are available in that class, you need to create an object in this way, and using that object dot, you can call that method. right? So this is about the things. So no need to create an outer class object, that we have not created in our example also. But here we need to understand some rules. So it can be accessed by using outer class object name. That is what we have done in our example. We have used the outer class name we have used to create the object. Okay, and static nested class cannot access non-static data members. To understand this one, you can see here we have a, you need to remember, you are writing a class, inner class here. This static inner class can access the things that are available here, provided that they are also static. But here we have a non-static thing. So let us try to access that variable. Okay, x. Okay, so what we are doing, we are trying to access the x variable. So let us save this one and compile and check whether we are getting the output or not. Okay, so if you try to see here, it is throwing an error saying like non-static variable x. We are trying to access the non-static variable in a static inner class. So that is not possible. To access this one, this should also be a static. That means static inner class will access only static variables. Let us run this and check whether this problem has been solved or not. Yes, it has been solved, and we can check the output. You will be getting the 10 value also, because we are trying to get the x value also. Right? So that is the second rule. Static nested class cannot access non-static instance variables or methods of your outer class. Okay, that means it can access only static members of your outer class. Okay, and one more thing, static inner class can be public, private, protected and default. That means you can understand here, I have not used any keyword here. So here it can be public, okay, here it can be private, okay. If you are putting private and if you are trying to use this one, that cannot be used. If you want to use, this main method should be written inside this class only. Got it? Private. This can be protected, and this can be by default. We have not written anything. This can be default also. That is what mentioned here. And the outer class should be public or default only. That means whatever class you are writing here, it can be default. We have used default, or it can be a public also. But remember, whenever you are using public here, this class should include your main method. That is what the constraint is. So these rules you need to understand whenever you are using a static nested class. Okay, now so this is about static nested class, which is called as a normal nested class. Now let us see the second category. The second category is non-static nested class, which is in turn called as an inner class. So again, this is categorized into three types: member inner class, anonymous inner class and local inner class. So let us see one by one what are all these things. Okay, so let us see the first one, anonymous inner class. So no, not anonymous inner class, that is member inner class. So member inner class is nothing but a non-static. As of now, we have taken the internal classes of static only, but from now onwards, we need to consider that class as a non-static class only. So a non-static class that is created outside of a method is called as a inner class. So we can see here, we have a class defined, and inside this class another class can be defined, and inside this one method is defined. That we can do. But whenever you want to use this one, whenever you want to use any variables inside this one, we need to create an object of your outer class. See, in the first type of static class, no outer class object is required, but here the outer class object is required. To understand this one, let us see the example. So what I want to do is, let me remove all these things. I am creating, see, class inner. This is not a static thing. Okay, class inner I am creating, and inside that I am creating one method. So outside the method, if you are writing any class, then it is called as a member inner class. Okay, so now whenever you are not writing any static inner class, then you should not call your method like this. In such a case, it was told here we need to create an object of our inner class. That means we cannot write our statement like this. For your understanding, what I'll do is, let me put that one in the comment box. So what we need to first do is, we need to create an object of our outer class. What is an object? So outer class, let us call that is out, is an object equal to new outer. Okay, now after creating that object, we need to create object of your inner class in this fashion. Observe the difference, all of you. Outer dot inner write down the object name equal to, okay, you need to write the object name of your outer class. What is the object name of your outer class? That is out dot new, okay, space inner. This is how you need to write. You need to create an object. Observe the difference between this one and this one. Here we need to create an object of outer class, and using that object dot new we need to call this method. So we need to remove this statement as of now. It is not required for this time. Okay, and using that o1 dot method we can call m1. Right? So let us save this one and check whether we are getting the output or not. Okay. So it is compiled successfully, and we should get this output. So okay. So let us call this one as member inner class. Okay. So it is compiled successfully, and we are getting the output member inner class, and we can access the outer class variables also. So remember, whenever you are using non-static inner class, it can access the variables which is static or non-static. Both can be accessed. There is no problem. But the constraint is only with the static inner class. It will access only static variables only. Right? So this is the first method, first type where we can have an inner class, that is non-static nested class. First category, member inner class. The second category is anonymous inner class. In anonymous inner class, what we are doing is we are not going to give any name to the class, and it is normally used to override the methods of a class or an interface. Right? So let us see an example for this one. So what I want to do is let me remove this one first. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to create one abstract class. Okay. Understand carefully, all of you. This abstract class A is having, abstract class should have only abstract method declarations, right? Abstract void m1. It is declared, that's it. So this is the abstract class. Now in my EX38 I am creating the main method, and in the main method now here what I can do is I can create an object of this class A like this. A equal to new, sorry, this is capital A, I think. A equal to new A, and here only we can create the definition for this method also. That means we are not creating any name, we are not creating any class, we are directly creating the object of that class, and we are defining the method whatever is declared as a abstract class. So what is the method here? Void m1. I want to have the name, once output statement, system dot out dot println anonymous inner class. Okay, now what I am doing, I am closing this one, and I am closing the system.out.println. I need to put the semicolon, end your main method, and after ending the main method also you need to put one brace, which is nothing but you are closing this. From here to here we are closing this one, and after this you need to put a semicolon. Observe carefully what we have done. We have created an object, and in this object, at the time of object creation, we are defining the method, and in this method we want to have one system.out.println statement. So this is our method. Now after defining this method, we are closing this method definition also. We need to put a semicolon. Now by using this object A dot, we can call our method m1. This is how anonymous inner class. That means we have not given any name. We have not given any name, but inside this class we are creating object directly. We have not given any name, and we are defining the method. That is one way. Okay. So let me check whether the closing braces are all correct or not. Yes. So let us run this program, and we are getting the output or not. Let me check. Right. So we are expecting an output of anonymous inner class. So I think there is a mistake, spelling mistake here, but see, we got the output anonymous inner class. Got it, all of you? So this is the second category of creating the inner class. And we have a third category, which is the last category, which is nothing but local inner class. Local inner class is nothing but a class that is created inside a method. That means outside a method we have created, that is your first type. But the third type is inside a method. If you have any class, then it is called as a local inner class. Okay. Now, whenever you want to create any local inner class, then for that local inner class, you need to create an object in that outer class itself. How that can be done, I will show you with an example. Okay. So, what can we do is, let us create one class called outer. Follow carefully all of you, and inside this I am creating one method directly. So that, why? Because we need to have a class inside this method only, that is called as local inner class. Now I am creating a class called inner in this one. Now this inner class, let us call, we have another method that is void m2. Right? Now this m2 will be having a statement called let us call this statement system.out.println what is that one? Local inner class. That is what we have done. I think you are all following this one. So this is the end of your method, and this is the end of your inner class. So observe here, in a method you have an inner class. Now whenever you are writing any method, a class inside a method, then such a class is referred as a local inner class. But whenever you are writing any local inner class, you need to create an instance of this, or you need to instantiate this inner class inside this method only. That means, you see, I have inner class is closed, but I have not closed my method as of now. But before closing that method, we need to instantiate this one. So to do that one, we need to create an object. So let us call that object is I equal to new inner, and using that object we can call that means, or using that object we can call our method m2. And we can close our method, and we can close our main method. Now how can we call this method m1? It is a normal procedure, normal way how we can call, by creating an object of outer class o1 equal to new outer, I think this is equal, and we can call o1 dot, what is that one? m1. See, if you are not writing these two statements, it will call m1, but this m2 cannot be called. But if you want to call this m2, that means in m1 we need to create an object of this one, and you can, by using that object, m2 will be called. If you are not writing these two statements, we can't call this one. Why? Because this object, to call this one, this object has to be created. Which should be, who will be calling this method? Only this object. So that's why we are creating the object, and using that object dot we are calling this m2. Got it? So let us run this program. If any errors are there, that will be displayed. Let me check that. No errors are there. So we should get our output local inner class. Got it, all of you? Make sure, understand all of you, inside a method you are writing one class that is called as inner class. But inside a method, if you are writing any inner class, and if you want to access the methods or variables of this inner class, in that method you need to create an object of that inner class, and using that object you can access those variables. And directly this can be called by using the object of your outer class. Right, all of you? So this is the third way of creating an inner class. Remember, we have 4 ways. First way is static nested class. The next 3 are non-static nested class, which are called as inner class. And the first way is member inner class. Second way is anonymous inner class, and the third way is local inner class. So this is about nested class or inner class. I hope you all are clear with this concept. Let us all meet in a next lecture. Until then, thank you all of you.